guy came up to me and he said, hey, you know, my son's 17, he trains, he wants to be a fighter, do you have any advice? I said, don't do it.
If you're watching this channel, then you probably want to become a fighter, or are in the, or at least like doing sparring, like, or at least had your first 1, 2, 3 fights. And I'm here to tell you that you may not want to be a fighter, okay? Because, you know, first, of course, is because financially, you know, fighters only get paid, or no, fighters get paid with the amount of pay-per-view numbers that they get. So it isn't it isn't really that good. Not that good of a salary. Also, the injuries, man. One injury and then you're out. Game over. One good injury and then you won't be able to work again, you know. It's just that. Also considering that the pay is also bad as a fighter. It's good for the Canelo,
He's unbeaten, and he just might be Mexico's next big boxing star.
the Manny Pacquiao's, the Mayweather, the 1%. It, the pay is only good for the 1% because 90% of the people only watch these 10%, the 10% of the fighters. They don't watch you, me. They don't. They watch the famous names, and that usually takes years. And to be able to get to that good, you'll have to sacrifice a lot. Your family relationships, you won't be able to go to birthdays, you know. You won't be able to drink at the bar. No, that's the sacrifices you have to make as a fighter. You won't be able to drink. You won't be able to sleep at any time you want. You need to be able to sleep at 9. You know, you won't be able to. Won't be able to do that. So not only that, but your relationship with your family may not be as good as you would like it to be. You know, your family, your friends, all of that, and all of these will take a mental toll on your body. You know, You'll- there are times when you'll feel that nobody gets you, that you're lonely, and that's okay because the physical toll will take all of that away, but take all of that loneliness away. Because when you're getting punched in the face by someone you don't even know and you're about to get knocked out, do you have the time to think about yourself being lonely? Of course not. But you won't have a social life. You'll always be at the gym. You won't be drinking, or at least if you want to be a good fighter, you won't be drinking. You won't be doing that, man. Also, your career, man. Your career. Many people in the UFC don't fight in the UFC until they're 50. They don't fight in the UFC until they're 60 because they only have like a short span to do all of these things, man. Look at all of these fighters. Jones is pushing 40 and he's already about to retire. 40, 40 years old. You have a short career. The peak physical condition is limited. It has a limited window of 20 to 30. 30 to 40. I don't have that. Also, you don't have insurance in your job. You don't have security because if you're injured, if you're injured, come on, man, if you're injured. Now, as I've said all of that, you're probably discouraged. I get so. But if you're discouraged and you don't want to pursue this, then you probably shouldn't pursue this anymore. If you're discouraged and you think that I'm an asshole, then you should probably pursue this. Okay? You should probably pursue this career. Because even though I've said all of these things of why you shouldn't be a fighter, if you know in your heart that this is what you want to do and this is what you were born to do, this is your mission in life to entertain, to fight people, you should just do it. Don't let some guy on the internet tell you what to do. Just do it, man. And see how you'll do. I'm rooting for you. I hope you make it. Bye-bye.
He goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, let me explain to you, sir. Let me explain. If you guys have kids at home who want to be a fighter, let me explain to you the joy of being an MMA fighter. I was like, you seen the Contenders? What do you think they make? And he goes, I don't know. I go, they make 5 and 5. If they lose, they make 5. And he goes, damn. I go, if you lose, guess what? You're not going to the UFC. So this entire life you could have spent building a life, doing any other aspect in life. You chose to train fighting. So let's just say you make it. Now you make it to the UFC. Well, hey, guess what? What do you think they sign the average guy on? You know this one, man. TJ, you're a UFC guy. What does the average guy get signed on?
12 and 12?
10 and 10. 10 and 10 from this man. So, you make it to the UFC, you get signed 10 and 10, and now you fight for 10 and 10, and you spent your entire life working to this one goal. You get the blue check mark, you get the UFC in your logo, you get all the people. You get all of it now. So you go 2 and 2, maybe they're boring fights, and the UFC cuts you. And now guess what, you guys? You have made a total of, 20, 40. You've made a total of $60,000 your entire career, and you have no other options because you can't be a part-time fighter. You got to be full-time.
Right.
So now you're a 24-year-old man looking yourself in the mirror saying, I spent my entire life doing this one thing, and I've made $24,000 or $60,000. What do I do now? You go teach cardio kickboxing. And that's like the damn shame of like most industry. It's like you get kind of Weinstein. You get like they put this big old fucking UFC logo. And again, I love the UFC, guys. I make more money in the UFC than fucking. I mean, I am not a poor man, you guys. I would be in the rich category, which I still fucking shocks me every time I think about it. But they put this big old fucking logo, and you sell your fucking soul for it. You sell your fucking soul for it, man.